Oh, man.
Hang on.
Oh, man.
What's going on, tailgaters?
Where are we?
Confused.
Tailgaters, what is happening? This is the AFC NFC South preview. I am Buffalo J.
I am B-Rye.
And we are live just outside Charlotte and Raleigh-Durham for the traveling show to do the NFC and AFC South, baby. Come on now. We're live from Fuqua Vagina, right? Is that
how you say it?
What's the name
That's
of this
where I got
town?
my beer from. Now I'm afraid to drink it.
What
the fuck?
You got
Jesus,
your beer? You're good. You need one? You're good.
No, I got a beer. You fuck that. So yeah, hey, we're here in South Carolina. Thanks to our gracious North Carolina. Thanks to our gracious host,
Mr. Steve Sturm and Christine Sturm, who are members of the group, of the page, TD's Beers and Tailgaters, or Tailgaters, whatever you guys want to call it.
Yeah, we drove out here just for this show, and then we're going home right after it. So
yeah, sure, that's what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. Shit, I ain't driving again for like 5 more days. You can do the rest of the driving, done with that shit.
Not a problem.
All right.
I'll take duties. I'm not going to say they could be great driving skills, but I got some skills.
He said duty. Okay, so that's where we're at. We are doing a remote show, our first ever remote show, so thank you again to the Sturms for having us. We appreciate it. And we're going to do our review here of the South, as Jay said, AFC and NFC this week. What the hell are you drinking? What do you got there?
So we have some of North Carolina's finest from Highwire. This is a low-pitch, juicy IPA because I think things are going to get a little juicy tonight.
It's already been a little juicy.
It has been a little juicy.
You know?
At Arby's there in Kentucky, man. I don't know. But hey, it's bright and citrusy, so we're going with that. We're in the South. Hey, it's time for a little sippy poo. This is how they do it in North Carolina. We're drinking out of mason jars, and I'm ready for a damn good show tonight, B-Rye.
I am too. All right, I'm drinking in the can. I'm not taking it in the can. I am drinking a wide open red draft ale from Aviator Brewing Company right here from Fuck My Vagina, North Carolina.
It's a good thing you're not taking that wide open right in the can, so
right.
you're good. Hey, big old cheers to you guys out there. Yeah, buddy.
Okay. Damn good beer.
Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. We actually got papers here today.
We got papers. We're prepared-ish.
Kind of.
Hey, another quick shout-out before I move on to our wonderful sponsor, MonkeyKnifeFight.com. Monkey Knife Fight, the newest DFS site, which allows you to compete against the house rather than against the pros. Sign up today using our promo code TAILGATERS.
Tailgaters!
You'll get a 100% match on your deposit up to $50 instantly. So it's a free $50 on top of your 50 to go bet on fantasy sports. Everything's going on now. Football will be going on soon. You can bet on baseball, basketball, hockey, NASCAR, MMA, golf, all that good shit.
God.
And football coming soon. Coming soon, brother.
Sports is back. Football is coming. College, not so much. Let them all fight that out politically. Whatever it is, their thing.
Yeah.
But the NFL is going to be here, okay?
Now, did you hear anything about the ACC? And I just noticed I didn't even have my freaking mic, so hopefully you can all hear me now. Not that you really missed anything important.
No, there's not a whole lot. You were just talking about taking it in the can, so
Yeah,
it's all good.
okay then. So that's our shout-outs. That's where we're at this week. Anything on ACC? Speaking of college, did anybody hear? Did you guys hear about
I haven't heard
ACC?
anybody hear about the ACC
They're
today.
supposed to have a meeting today, and fuck the ACC.
No, it's not the ACC.
Okay.
Oh, don't worry. We're going to be bringing on the one and only Tampa Bay super fan, Mr. Sturminator Stevie Bagel Bites.
The one and only
is going
Sturminator.
to be here. This is his gracious place. You can tell by all the Tampa Bay garb that's going on in here. So, hey, he's been a fan since definitely before Brady. So he's got the creamsicle flag over here, old school logo. This guy is diehard. He's going to come on here, give us his prognostications to talk about his team and Brady and Gronk and Shady and Jesus, I don't know. Just I guess they're gunning for it,
There's
right?
all kinds of cool shit to talk about.
Oh.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so let's get this going here.
Come on now. I
I'm
feel
trying to-
airtime, man.
I'm trying to share.
I can
I'm
feel
trying to
airtime
share.
all day. Look, I also got this beautiful Jack Link's mason jar. We were talking about that. North Carolina. Come on. If you ain't drinking out of a mason jar, what the hell are you drinking? Okay? So, damn good, juicy IPA. I will say, this high wire beer is actually pretty damn tasty. Hey, I don't know the percentage on it, though. I didn't check that.
You know, I didn't check the percentage on mine, but I hope it's strong. This is damn good. And
I believe the one's about 5.4, the other's about 5.9.
You know, we're rolling on about 4 hours of sleep. Drove 14, 15 hours, so yeah, we're gonna do good today. This is gonna be a good show.
it's going to be a good
feel
show.
It. I feel
So
it.
we have agenda, we have a purpose, we have a reason why we're here in front of your faces. We are here to talk football. Fantasy drafts are going on right now as we speak. Again, as far as we know, the season's going to kick off on time. So get your fantasy draft scheduled, get those parties scheduled, and get your teams drafted. Make it happen. Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You want to anything else on fantasy? Or you want to get right into our previews here, brother?
You know, hey, when it comes to the fantasy drafts, hopefully you guys are also thinking about COVID. I know a lot of leagues are making some adjustments to their RIs, their IRs, RIs, their IRs. God, it's been a long drive. It's hot. Look, you guys here in the South, it's hot. It's fucking hot. So
Your pussy showing.
wow. Wow.
Hey,
Wow.
hey, I told you, you know, who knows what the hell's going to
Hey,
come out of my mouth
hopefully-
after 14 hours in a car with you.
Hopefully, in the fantasy leagues you guys are in, you guys are making provisions with COVID. You know, we expanded our IR in one of our leagues so that we have 5. And is it 6? We went to 6, didn't we?
We went to 6.
We got 1 for your normal IR and then 5 for COVID players. Hopefully, some of your leagues are thinking about that stuff as well. So that's really all I got for draft league talk.
The only other thing I would add to that is that you need to figure out your finances, right? So just in case this Chinese virus cancels the damn season, you should have something in place for finances. So you only get a couple weeks in, probably want to refund everybody their money. You want to set a point, make it 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, something like that. Call it a season, and you could award based on highest points or something like that, whatever you guys agree on. But our suggestion would be before your league starts, come up to some type of provision in case there's a cancellation. I'm not expecting that to happen. I don't think the NFL is going to get shown up by baseball or football or hockey, who are all going on without. There's some minor incidents with the stupid Cardinals and Marlins and Phillies and shit like that. But the NBA and NHL are doing really well.
They're all in a bubble.
They're doing their little bubbles.
They're on a bubble.
But anyways, the NFL, it's going to go on. It's going to happen.
That's what I'm
One
thinking.
last question before we move on here. What the hell are you wearing? You got the gun show going on tonight, brah.
Hey, like I said, it's hot. It's hot. I cut the sleeves. I actually, person.
You did that right fucking now?
She cut the sleeves off for me.
Our host.
We had our
housekeeper cut his sleeves. We keep a housekeeper with us when we travel.
Because it's hot.
And then she cuts his sleeves.
Because it's hot. and I'm thinking, you know what? Because
name's
we're here in North Carolina. You drink out of mason jars.
Yeah.
It's time for a little sippy poo.
Oh, sippy
So
poo.
that's what we're doing here today.
Right on.
All right.
Cheers to that. I myself is representing an NFC South team.
You are.
The New Orleans Saints, but more importantly, the player that I'm representing is Drew Brees, because I stand with Drew Brees, right? Drew Brees
I stand with Drew
made a
Brees.
statement. He got a lot of shit from it from his colleagues in the NFL, and in my opinion, he didn't say anything wrong. They should apologize for. So, anyways, yeah, we agree. There's a lot of social injustices and other bullshit going on in the world, but at the same time, I think Drew said nothing wrong, and he's a hell of a quarterback, future Hall of Famer. So that's who I'm representing today.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay.
Let's get right into it. Let's get into the AFC South. Let's get this show rolling. We got some drinking to do here afterwards.
Yeah, we do.
So I'm going to jump right in here with these Indianapolis Colts. Frank Reich, and guess what? They have a new quarterback going to be going ahead and leading this team, and that's none other than Philip. I've got friggin' 25 kids, Rivers. So I can't wait to see what Philip Rivers does with this team. I think it's going to be a huge upgrade.
Is that why he's such a fucking crybaby? Because he has that many kids?
You know,
Sorry.
hey, look, it's Phillip Rivers. You know,
Yeah, should be in the NBA.
He's okay. I think he's going to do just fine in Indianapolis. I think he's got a great coach in Frank Reich. And you know what? They drafted Jonathan Taylor this year. And you know what? A lot of people are talking about, where are you going to draft these rookies? And let me tell you something. Jonathan Taylor is going to be a huge addition offensively to this team. And expect big things from this rookie, much like Josh Jacobs last year with the Oakland Raiders. I'm going to say it. Because he was one hell of a rookie last year, breaking records, breaking Marcus Allen's records. So I'm looking for Jonathan Taylor to be a very sneaky pick, and you could watch. He could go a little early. He could definitely go a little early. And I think who else is going to benefit this year with the Colts is T.Y. Hilton. I think having Phillip Rivers, a veteran, a gunslinger, throw to T.Y., I think it's going to be a really good thing. I'm looking for some big numbers from T.Y. this year. A lot of projections are talking right around the 1,000-yard mark, a little over, about 70 catches. And you know what? Look, anywhere from 7 to 9 touchdowns from the guy this year. So I'm happy. I think it's going to be a good fit for Phillip. I think Indianapolis is going to have a good team this year. I think they are going to win the AFC South, and I think they're going to go 11-5. And that's where I'm at.
There you go. I like it. So, staying on the Colts.
Well, yeah.
In Indy.
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers is a freaking crybaby. However, I do think he's a good fit for the Colts. He's a good fit for T.Y., as Jay has said. And I am also high on Jonathan Taylor, as a lot of people are. So, you know, we had Nyheim Hines and Marlon Mack. You never know who's the guy going to be step up in that backfield. I think Hines is still going to get a lot of catches out of the backfield, but Jonathan Taylor is going to be a stud. NFL or ESPN has him projected for over 1,100 yards combined on the ground and in the air. I'll take that all day. Right now they have him going around the 5th round. I don't think he's going to last to the 5th round. I think people are going to try to get Taylor before that. So I am all in on Jonathan Taylor, the rookie running back out of Wisconsin. Other additions that the Colts have, Trey Burton, they picked up a tight end, waste of flesh. He was in Chicago, didn't do jack shit. And I don't think he's going to do anything in Indy.
You didn't like him there, did you?
No, nobody did. Sayonara, motherfucker. But Jack Doyle is the tight end to go for in. I know, right? To go for in Indy. I also like what Rivers does for Hilton. We already mentioned that. And also on the Colts, Rivers, though, himself, while I think it's a good fit for him, I don't see him as a starting fantasy quarterback. He's outside of your top 10. Right now, you're probably looking at he's probably a backup at best, if he's even that. Right now, he's ranked number 24. So
it's the ESPN rankings, right?
It's ESPN,
rankings.
You know what?
We all know where those ESPN rankings stand.
New quarterback, new system. Show me how many new quarterbacks jump in a new system and just automatically become the savior.
Yeah,
so
we're going to get into new quarterbacks, new systems a little bit
we
later
might
in
do
the
that
show.
a little bit later.
Actually, quite a few of these new quarterbacks, new situations. Here.
So, anyways, having said all that, the Indianapolis Colts, I have finishing at 10-6 this season. And that should put them in 3rd place in their division. We'll talk about that later.
Wow.
But that's a 3-game improvement over last year. Last year they only won 7 games. So the Colts are moving in the right direction. I love their offensive line. Love Taylor. They're doing some good things in Indy.
Okay. All right. Let's move it on. You want to take over the Tennessee Titans?
Is that who we're talking about next?
Yeah. Let's go
Tennessee
for it.
Titans. They really don't have anybody who opted out. That they didn't really get bit hard by the COVID bug, so that's good to hear. They had a couple offensive line, defensive line, Vic Beasley and Ty Sambrilo on the offensive line. Marcus Mariota, he gone. Ryan Tannehill's the man now. He earned his spot in the second half of last season, playing solid for the Titans. And the main man that everybody's wondering about is Derrick Henry going to repeat what he did in the latter half of last year, and I think he is. The guy's on a roll. I think he's going to continue to do that. He should be the focal point of their offense. The guy he runs through people. He's a big SOB.
He's a workhorse.
He's a big SOB and runs through people. So I love me some Derrick Henry. He is ranked RB number 6, so he should probably be going in your first round or maybe towards the end of the first round. Other than that, Ryan Tannehill, is he going to have a repeat? Is he going to regress or repeat? Your guess is as good as mine, dude. They're saying 3,400 yards, 23 TDs. That puts him out of your top 10 at number 16 for quarterbacks. A.J. Brown, number 1 receiver in Tennessee. I do like him. They're projecting a 1,000-yard season and probably 7 or 8 TDs for A.J. Brown. So I like him. He's a solid wide receiver number 2 on your team. So Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, those are the guys I'm targeting. Tannehill maybe is a backup again. I don't know if he's going to be as explosive as he was towards the end of last year, but he could be a solid backup option for you in 2020. And I got the Titans actually finishing a game above the Colts at 11-5.
Nice. All right, then. Well, looks like we got our stuff switched
Actually,
around.
I lied. 12-4.
Oh, Jesus. 12-4.
12-4 for the Titans.
Well, look, I think it's no surprise that Ryan Tannehill is definitely, he's going to hit his second season here with Tennessee. Took over the reins from Marcus Mariota last year. Really, really improved that offense. He ran that offense, I think, the way that they wanted him to. Not turning the ball over, just being a game manager. He did it very well. And what do? When you want to game manage, you hand the ball off to Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is going to be a workhorse again. Brian, you touched on that a little earlier. I mean, seriously, we're looking, honestly, 1,500 yards from this guy. And he's going to be the horse. I'm looking anywhere from 7 to 10 touchdowns from him. Probably not too much from the passing game with Derrick Henry, but that's really no surprise. And as far as receivers go, hey, A.J. Brown, sure. He was a big, young kid last year, but don't forget about Corey Davis. Don't sleep on Corey Davis. Corey Davis could be a threat this year. Again, I'm not reaching for these guys right away other than Derrick Henry. Let's see what happens. We know Ryan Tannehill was a stud down the stretch for some people, but if you're going to be looking for somebody on the team, you definitely want to be hitting Derrick Henry. I actually have these guys sitting second. I do think they'll be a wild card team at 10-6 this year. That's where I have the Tennessee football Titans.
There you go. Okay.
Titans.
All right, moving on from Tennessee, let's go south and east from there to Jacksonville. Not Jacksonville, North Carolina, but Jacksonville, Florida.
No, we'll be in Jacksonville, North Carolina tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
We will. We're going to keep this road show going. We're going to go visit our 2 boys who are stationed at Camp Lejeune. So we're going to be in Jacksonville, North Carolina the rest of the weekend. Enjoy some time there. But let's get into the Jacksonville Jaguars with their inept coach, Mr. Doug Moron. And it looks like they're going to go with Gardner Minshew this year.
That's right.
Sophomore. Is he going to have a sophomore slump? Were some of you guys high on him last year? He had great friggin' antics. Don't get me wrong. The guy's a straight-up porn star, right? I think we all know this with Gardner Minshew. But are you going to have some Minshew magic? Nah, I don't think so this year. I think he's going to regress a little bit. I don't think he's going to put up the numbers he was last year. And granted, he didn't put up good numbers as it was, but he had a lot of hype around him and he was winning games. And obviously that's what you want to do. But look, this is a Doug Moron team, and it's always going to be a Doug Moron team. So Leonard Fournette, I think he's going to have a hard time. They picked up Chris Thompson this year. Really doesn't do much for me. He didn't do much for me in Washington.
Third down back, yeah.
You do have, I think, a great wide receiver in DJ Shark. Is Shark going to hit 1,000 yards this year? He might flirt with it. It's all going to depend on how does Gardner handle his sophomore year. I don't think he will do like a Josh Allen, where you actually improved in your sophomore year. Baker Mayfield, he regressed his sophomore year. Sam Darnold got mono his sophomore year. Gardner Minshew, I'm sorry, I'm not looking for big things. This could hurt DJ Shark. Granted, he will be his number 1 target. And they also picked up Tyler Eifert, a tight end. And yeah, they need a tight end over there. I'm sorry, Eifert's not really the greatest of people, so I'm not looking for big numbers for a tight end from him either. I actually have this Doug Moron team finishing last in the AFC South. at 6-10, and that's a stretch because I really wanted to go 5-11.
Okay, you know what? Jay has a little bit more confidence than I do in the Jaguars. Speaking about the aforementioned Tyler Eifert, who's made of glass, the only thing he's going to do in Jacksonville is sit on there, take up a spot on their IR list. Gardner Minshew, again, I love the kid's moxie. He did not put up fantastic stats. However, the guy does have a great rapport with DJ Shark. When Doug Marrone,
DJ Shark,
Baby Shark.
Oh,
All
boy.
right, the Baby Shark song came out. So, DJ Shark, he actually regressed a little bit when stupid Nick Foles came in, and then he went back to the bench and ended up on the Bears. And I don't want to get into that right now. But Minshew and Shark have a good rapport. I do like DJ Shark is probably a low-end wide receiver number 1 going into the draft. I think you could do worse than having him as your first wide receiver. Leonard Fournette, again, I'm not high on him either. ESPN's projected him to get over 1,200 yards combined. I don't see that happening. Chris Thompson, he doesn't do much for me. He didn't do much for me in Washington. I don't think he's going to do any better in Jacksonville. Jaguars went heavy on defense in the draft. So the first couple of picks, C.J. Henderson, cornerback out of Florida, and a defensive end, Chase Son. So I think they only went, one wide receiver and a guard. Other than that, everything else was on defensive side of the ball for Jacksonville. I have Jacksonville finishing dead last, regressing a little bit at 2 games, finishing 4-12 this year.
Yeah, I can see that as well. It's a Doug Moron team. I mean, come on now. Good Lord Almighty. Let's get right into those Houston Texans. B-Rye, you want to take it? You want me to take it? How you want to handle the Houston Texans?
Speaking about morons, I mean, this moron is goes by the name of Bill O'Brien. He's done everything he can to possibly destroy this franchise, trading away star players for bags of footballs. The guy is just a complete buffoon.
He got deflated footballs.
I can't. Yeah, exactly. I can't believe
he got the Tom Brady reserved deflated footballs.
You trade DeAndre Hopkins and you get David Johnson. Are you kidding me? David Johnson is as a has-been. Prove me wrong, Johnson. Prove everybody wrong. Maybe you got that chip on your shoulder. I hope you do. But shit, really? You trade away one of the top 3 wide receivers for that? That's pathetic. I'm surprised he hasn't traded away J.J. Watt for
he lost his joint.
A shortstop. He lost his joint.
Gruden lost the joint.
They picked up Brandon Cooks and Randall Cobb, 2 players who are kind of journeymen now in the NFL. Cobb's been on a few different teams, and Brandon Cooks, I think, is probably on his 5th team in 6 years or something like that. And Cooks is going to be fighting for targets with Will Fuller when Will Fuller's healthy. Will Fuller puts up a shitload of points. Deshaun Watson has a big arm. Will Fuller can get him the ball, but how long is Will Fuller going to stay on the field? A good question. I don't know. I'm guessing in this offense, my best guess is probably Brandon Cooks is the wide receiver you're going to want to target. Deshaun Watson, the guy can make it happen with his big arm and his legs. He is a top 5 quarterback in fantasy. Even though Hopkins is gone, I would not hesitate to draft Watson as a top 5 QB. Again, because he can get it done both ways for you. The Texans, I don't think, have that difficult of a schedule. So having said all that, I'm not happy with what O'Brien has done. He's trying to destroy the franchise. They still have a decent defense. They still have Watson, who's a proven winner. He's a proven winner at Clemson. He's a proven winner in the NFL. I had the Texans actually going 11-5 with a 1-game improvement over last year.
Wow. Well, you know what? I'm sorry. I just cannot be on board with that kind of optimism. Not with them and not with what Bill O'Brien has done to this team. I mean, again, you're getting rid of an bona fide number 1 DeAndre Hopkins. It obviously didn't sit well either with Deshaun Watson. Do you think Deshaun Watson is happy that he got a Brandon Cooks and a Randall Cobb to try to take over duties for one individual? Not going to happen. This isn't Moneyball here. We're not playing this kind of game. Let's see how many guys it takes to take over one individual. They had a stud wide receiver. Watson is not happy. I think Watson's going to be out the door as well. As far as drafting wise, what are you guys looking for here? Yeah, Deshaun's going to maybe put up some numbers with you guys. He's probably going to get you 4,000 yards. Touchdown wise, not really sure where we're going to be going with this with him. I'm thinking maybe mid-20s. Brandon Cooks, I think he's going to be the number one, but I just don't think he's going to get it done. And I don't even think he's going to flirt with 800 yards, to be honest with you, this year. So I'm not very high on what Houston's got going on. And David Johnson, sorry, not even going to bother picking up him. How many people have lost out drafting David Johnson in the first round in the last 3 years? I mean, it's a joke. It's a joke. Bill O'Brien sucks as a coach. He sucks as a GM. He thinks he knows what the hell he's doing because he came from Bill Belichick's tree. And that's why I've got them going 7-9 this year. They're going to take a massive step back, and you're going to see Bill O'Brien be shaking in his boots come the end of this year. That's what I have. I want to move on to the NFC South because I'm getting excited right now.
Okay.
Because I know what's coming up with the NFC South, and we're here in North Carolina. Come on now.
You betcha.
Woo!
All right, let's start off in hot Atlanta with the Falcons. Big addition this year for the Falcons, a couple things. They got Hayden Hurst, tight end from Baltimore, replacing Hooper, who went to Cleveland, and Todd Gurley. Again, we were just talking about players made of glass. There's another one. So Gurley, we heard on the radio 13 times today for 13 hours that he's already limping.
Yeah.
Dude's already limping in training camp. So, sorry, he's not on my radar. I'm not drafting the dude.
Yeah,
I don't trust him.
Cicadas? What do
Yeah,
we got going on? I like
attack?
that.
Are we safe in here?
No, don't be sorry. I mean, that's great. I love it.
It'll be on your tires in the morning.
Oh,
Sweet.
all right, sweet.
As long as they're not up my ass,
Breakfast.
it's going to be okay.
So Hayden Hurst, actually, he's a decent tight end, but he wasn't good enough to beat out Mark Andrews. But Mark Andrews is a stud in Baltimore, right? Is Hayden Hurst going to be Austin Hooper 2.0? I don't think so. However, Falcons have a guy by the name of Julio Jones. He is a stud. He's a top receiver. Don't be afraid to draft him. And Calvin Ridley, he's a stud number 2. So Matt Ryan still does have some decent weapons to go to in Jones and Ridley, and both of them can top over 1,000 yards this season. Matt Ryan, last year he threw for over 4,400 yards. This year they're projected over 4,500, and just need to get those TDs up there, and that's what you want to see from Julio too. Julio hasn't gotten the end zone as much as fantasy owners would like, but again, Matt Ryan is someone who's usually low on people's radar, but the dude's always putting up starting quarterback numbers. He should be a starter in fantasy football. Is he a top 5? No, but he's a starter. He's going to be in your top 10. You should draft Matt Ryan as a starter. You can probably go grab him, I would say maybe in the 9, 10, 11 rounds, somewhere around there. That would be a safe area to target someone like Matt Ryan. Again, I'm staying away from Gurley. I'm not interested. Hayden Hurst, he's outside. I'd say he's more like tight end 15, 16, somewhere in that range. He's not a top 10. He's not a starter for me. So other than Ryan, Jones, and Ridley, that's who I want off the Falcons roster this season. Draft-wise, A.J. Terrell, cornerback, defensive tackle Marlon Davidson. So nothing really that stands out huge in the Falcons draft. And I have the Falcons finishing this year at, where the frick did it go?
Jesus Christ, man.
I know.
Can you get organized
I got
over
the Falcons
here?
finishing at 9-7, a 2-game improvement over last season. They won 7-9.
Okay. So, hey, it's the Falcons, right? We're down there in Atlanta. Matt Ryan's getting up there in age. Julio Jones getting up there in age. I like Matt Ryan. I like Julio Jones. I love Calvin Ridley this year. Todd Gurley, big pickup, big acquisition, not so much. But honestly, I do like Hayden Hurst. Austin Hooper left. He's with Cleveland. You know what? I talked about him. We talked about him the first show with the AFC North. I don't think Hooper's going to be the Hooper of old. But you know who's going to benefit from this is going to be Hayden Hurst. Matt Ryan loves his tight ends. Hayden Hurst, look, he was there. He was there in Baltimore, behind Mike Andrews. I think he's got a great fit here in Atlanta. I love me some Hayden Hurst. I think if you can pick him up right around rounds 10, maybe 9, 10, 11 in that area, I think you'll be so happy with him, especially in a PPR league. He's going to bring in the numbers this year. Todd Gurley, be careful. Be aware. I'm sorry, he's not doing so good. We're hearing a lot of arthritis in his knees right now. He's so young for that stuff. He's kind of brittle. You got to watch out for that. Now, Matt Ryan, definitely somebody you're going to want to pick up. Julio Jones. I mean, come on, we all know Julio. But if you want my honest opinion, this is Calvin Ridley's year this year. There's no Mohamed Sanu this year. I think Julio Jones is going to get a lot of double coverage. Watch out for Calvin Ridley playing a full season. As you guys all know, Mohamed Sanu got traded last year. This is a full season for Ridley. I like Ridley this year to actually be the stud in Atlanta with numbers, with receiving yards, and actually with touchdowns. So look for Ridley. I'm telling you, put that on your radar this year. I've got the Falcons going 9-7. I have them finishing third in the NFC South. God, is it hot? Oh, Jesus, man. I thought it was fucking hot and humid in Chicago, but Jesus, it's hot.
You know, it is.
Oh,
It's kind of like Africa hot. Why am I wearing two shirts?
That's why we got these sleeves cut off.
Come on.
Hey, I got
Ice. Hey, put some ice down your shirt and quit bitching.
no.
Quit your bitching.
I'll put them down my pants. We'll be okay.
I
We're gonna cool off the genital
Stop
area.
talking
here.
about your
All right,
down
hey,
your
let's
pants.
get into the New Orleans Saints. Come on, let's get into some Saint talk right now. You know, we were listening earlier today, talking about stacking a team, right? Stacking a team.
Keep talking.
And whether or not you want to go ahead and get yourself a quarterback and a wide receiver from the same team, and would you do it? This is a team you would definitely want to do that. Drew Brees, Michael Thomas. I don't think there's a better duo right now in all of the NFL than those two guys. They were hot as hell last year. They're going to be hot as hell again this year.
Would you stack them?
I would stack them. I'd stack them.
Stack them like
sorry.
pancakes, baby.
I would have Drew Brees this year for sure. He's a solid quarterback to be taken. Probably rounds 4 or 5 for sure. Michael Thomas, come on. In my eyes, he's a top 5 draft pick this year. I personally would have him at 3. That's me. I'd have Michael Thomas at 3 this year in any fantasy football draft. He's going to get you the numbers. I don't see him slowing down at all. I don't believe anything that has happened and transpired with Drew Brees and his comments is going to create any animosity amongst the team. And they're all going to play. They're going to continue to play. Alvin Kamara. Watch out for Alvin Kamara this year. He could have a huge bounce back year. He struggled last year a little bit. Latavius Murray. Not so much on the backup, all right? A lot of people like to go out there and handcuff running backs. I'm definitely not handcuffing Latavius Murray with Alvin Kamara. I think this is going to be Kamara's year this year. I honestly think this is going to be New Orleans' year this year. And then, hey, you got to love the addition of Emmanuel Sanders. I know B-Ry's hot on Emmanuel Sanders. I'll let him talk a little bit more on him. Is he going to take away from some of those catches that Michael Thomas had last year? Yes. He's going to be a great complement to Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas is still going to be the stud wide receiver there. You don't have to worry about that. Jared Cook, hopefully he's healthy. It's hard to say sometimes with him. Drew Brees does love him some tight ends. That probably didn't sound all that great. But anyway, you know what? I love me the New Orleans Saints. I love me the Saints
There's got to be lube somewhere.
to finish number 1 in the NFC South. They will be 13-3 this year, and they're going to honestly be going on to championship status this year.
Championship
That's
as in,
mine.
like they're going to win the Super Bowl?
The NFC Championship.
Okay.
That's where I'm going with
Wow. All right.
I already have
I didn't know we were going that far.
I got my pick on Super Bowl already,
Well,
but that's okay.
you're going to
you
the
know.
championship. We just met, and you're already going to the championship game.
Hey, man. You know what? That's what we're doing.
All right. New Orleans Saints, my turn. Let's talk about, we talked about Drew Brees a little bit. I think Drew Brees is going to have a big year. Why? Because he has another weapon in Emmanuel Sanders that Jay just touched on. I love me some Emmanuel Sanders. They have him ranked wide receiver number 47 going around the late 9th or early 10th round. That's a freaking steal. A freaking steal that late in the draft for Emmanuel Sanders.
Wasn't Emmanuel like a soft porn movie back on Skinamax?
Was it like some space chick?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Called Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Mine always like kind of came in blurry, and I had to like try to pause the TV. So
I had the black and white, and I had to move
Yeah.
the antenna a couple times to try to get it to where the you get the nipple maybe
right.
in there
I
a
know.
little bit.
Then
Right?
my mom would walk in the room. I'm like, oh shit, flip it over to the Cubs game. Yeah.
I couldn't flip that quick. I couldn't. Anyway.
Anyway, so
Might have lost some viewers on that one.
I don't know. Yeah, I think we did. Fuck. All right, Emmanuel Sanders. So ESPN is projecting about 56 catches, 746. I'm taking the over on that all day. I see him getting around 70 catches or so, and probably flirting with close to 1,000 yards. I think Sanders and Thomas could be 2,000-yard receivers on the Saints. Sanders coming out of the slot is going to be a phenomenal weapon for Drew Brees. I like Drew Brees as they have him at rank number 11. Obviously, he's a borderline starter, but give me some Drew Brees starting all day. Drew Brees is healthy. He's got an extra weapon. Jay talked about Kamara bouncing back a little bit. I see that too. Again, ESPN has him projected for over 1,400 combined yards and 78 receptions, which is a freaking beast in a PPR league. So give me some Kamara, give me some Sanders. Obviously, Michael Thomas is a no-brainer. 4, 5, 6. You take him anywhere that I'm not going to complain. There's nothing wrong with doing that. He's going to be the first receiver off the board, as he should be. Is he going to set records again? No. But is he going to be an effing stud? Yes.
Yep.
So
he's not going 6. Oh, I'm sorry. He's not going
Drew Brees
6.
has the guy who was one of the 3 blind mice in Tampa last year, who threw like 3,500 interceptions. Jameis Winston is his backup this year. So I don't see much happening there unless Drew, breaks his knee or something like that. So Winston is just going to be holding clipboards all season. Unless for some reason Sean Payton has like a trick play, but that's where Taysom Hill comes in. Right?
I don't know. We might get somebody to do a Tanya Harding on Drew Brees maybe coming out of the locker room.
That's the only.
Because he's going to stand for the national anthem. I don't know.
Probably if he stands, like I said, we're going to stand with Drew Brees as well.
I stand with
and that's
Drew.
probably the only way the Saints do not win a division if somebody gives Drew Brees a Tanya Harding. I got the Saints at 11-5, actually down 2 games from last year. They won 13. I have them regressing down to 11 wins, but still winning the division.
Beautiful. All right. Let's get into where are we at? We are in Fuqua Vagina, North Carolina.
Vagina.
And this just outside of Raleigh, Durham, and Charlotte. So,
Fuquay. Is that French?
Fuquay.
Fuquay.
That joined many years ago.
But there's a hyphen in there, right?
They added a dash.
It was a Fuquay and a Verena.
So it's God, I'm spitting.
Fuquay Verena.
Fuquay Verena is where we are. Sorry. I know we're making fun. We shouldn't.
No.
Fuquay Verena, North Carolina.
Good.
That's where we are here representing the AFC and NFC South. Let's get into the North Carolina Panthers. The Riverboat Ron Less Panthers.
Yeah.
But they still have Christian McCaffrey. Do you
Run
want to start with
CMC.
this guy? Do you want to do what you want me to do it? Where do
Lead
you
off.
want to go?
You're my leadoff hitter here.
All right, we're going to lead off. All right, and hey, as we just, Brian was
Not
just saying.
built like a leadoff hitter, but
Run DM. That's right. I'm not. I'm more of a cleanup baby. But hey, Run DMC. Come on. If there is anybody, we all know, right? My eyes last year, I said he should have been number 1. He was number 1. Bottom line. A lot of people had Saquon. This year, I'm looking at Christian McCaffrey to be a number 2. Definitely a number 2. I have a stud that I believe is a number 1. But McCaffrey's going off the board number 2 no matter what.
13 hours I listened to him on number 2 today. 13 hours.
Yes. So Christian McCaffrey is definitely going to be the guy. What is this offense going to do? What is this offense going to do with Teddy Bridgewater running the show? Now, he's definitely going to be an improvement from Kyle Allen. That is for sure. But what are they going to do? You got DJ Moore, which I really, really like. I think DJ Moore is going to be a 1,000-yard receiver. I think he's going to probably have, maybe between the 75, 85, 90 catches this year. I mean, he is going to be their number 1. What about Robbie Anderson? Is he going to be able to complement DJ Moore? I know you're not big on Robbie. I actually think this is probably a good thing for Teddy. I think he's going into a good situation. But again, we have this COVID thing happening. You got a new coach. You got a new quarterback. You have a new offense, period. And you got a new number 2 wide receiver. And tight end-wise, you lost Greg Olsen. There's a lot missing here.
The Bears.
I don't see anything happening big from Carolina this year. Christian McCaffrey's your number one out of there. You've got to get yourself some DJ Moore. And I look at these guys without Riverboat Ron, with all this stuff. Sorry, North Carolina. I know we're here. Sorry, Charlotte. You're finishing at the bottom of the barrel here in the NFC South at 5-11.
That's a repeat of last year. So, Panthers did get Teddy Bridgewater, who did well in a backup role while Drew Brees was out in New Orleans.
Titty Bridgewater?
Titty?
I thought you said titty.
Did I say titty?
It sounded like you said Titty Bridgewater.
I hate when I say what I'm thinking.
Oh, shit.
All right, so Teddy Bridgewater comes to Carolina to be the starter. Is he going to be the savior for the Panthers? Not so much, but he'll be a good steady QB for them this season. CMC, again, he's a stud. He's going to go one or two, depending on who's playing in your league. But CMC is definitely a stud, no doubt about it. DJ Moore, he's a wide receiver number one that you could probably get maybe in the second round, somewhere in that range. But DJ Moore he's going to be their main target in the air. There's no Greg Olsen. They have Ian Thomas as a tight end. Doesn't do anything for me. He's not on my draft board. Shouldn't be on your draft board. But DJ Moore and McCaffrey are the guys you're aiming for here. Getting back to Bridgewater, he's a marginal backup at best. I don't even know if he's that. Maybe he's a bye-week fill-in later in the season if you need to go grab a QB. I don't think he's going to be rostered by anybody. I'd be surprised if he is. Robbie Anderson, he, to me, is probably a wide receiver number 4 or 5. To me, probably number 5. I'm just never high on Robbie Anderson. He just doesn't have the consistency for me. So, again, for the Panthers, McCaffrey's a no-brainer. Ooh. DJ Moore's a no-brainer. Other than that, I'm really kind of staying away from any Carolina Panthers in 2020, as should you. Additions, we already talked about Teddy and Robbie. Russell Okung on the offensive line, that should help a little bit. And Michael Schofield blocking for McCaffrey. And then we all know Cam Newton has left and he's gone to the New England Patriots. Is that what they're called? And Olsen went to the Seahawks. So, having said all that, I have the Panthers actually a little bit better than you do. I have them at 7-9, which might be a stretch, but based on their schedule and going game by game, I gave them 7 wins this year.
All right. So, hey, we have one team left here, and we are definitely going to be bringing in our host, the Tampa Bay superfan, Mr. Stevie Bagel Bites Sturm. He is going to be talking here in just a minute, but I'm going to go through a couple of things, B-Rye, unless you want to start it off. But I want to go through a little bit here with these Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Steve, I just want you to know, all right, don't take it personal, okay? I appreciate the hospitality. I hope I don't gotta sleep outside tonight, okay?
My car is comfy.
But we're gonna get into a little bit of this here because obviously Tampa Bay has gone through some dramatic changes. And you know what?
Why do you say that?
The biggest addition, obviously, is Tom Suck My Wanky Brady. And you know, that's where he is. Look, Tom Brady was a great quarterback under Bill Belichick. Okay, we all know that. We know his accomplishments. We know what he has done. Can he do this in Tampa? To me, my answer is no. I don't believe in that kind of a conference. He is going to be able, that division of that conference, he's going to be able to do what he did in New England, all right? Yes, he's got Gronk. Is Gronk going to really be there 100% this year? No. He lost a lot of weight when he retired last year. He's trying to build himself up. You got all this COVID stuff happening. I don't believe Rob Gronkowski is going to be a major asset for Tom Brady. Let's go to running back. I do actually like the addition of LaShawn McCoy. I like that veteran presence. I like what Shady can bring to this team. They've got Ronald Jones. I get it. But let's talk about these wide receivers. Let's talk about these young, talented, speed-burning wide receivers in Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. They're going to have a quarterback who has lost a step throw to them. They're going to go from Jameis Winston, a young kid who could sling the ball and throw it down the field 50 yards to these speedy guys, to Tom Brady, who we all saw last year could not throw that ball effectively down the field, period. New England was not winning games by 20, 30, 40 points. Sure, maybe they did that against Miami early, week 2. They didn't do that anywhere else. They weren't doing that. Tom Brady lost a step. I feel that Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are going to suffer this year. I think it's going to suffer and hurt your fantasy leagues this year. You're going to be looking for big numbers because you got a big name at quarterback, and I really think it's going to hurt their production. I love me some Mike Evans. I love me some Chris Godwin. I'm staying away from them this year, personally. That's me. Sure, I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. Sure, I've got angst against Tom Brady in New England. I get it. But at the same token, I do think Tampa Bay is all in this year. I think they've made big, drastic moves to say this is what we're going to do to make a run. I just don't think they're going to be able to do it. The NFC South is a very tough division. Tom Brady's going to be going against Drew Brees twice. Matt Ryan twice. Teddy, I'm not really worried about Carolina. New coach, new all that. He's going to have a hard time. This isn't the AFC East of old, okay? I do believe they will finish second in the NFC South. They might make a wild card berth. They might. But they're going to be 10-6. I don't see them doing what they should do. I think Tom Brady's going to have a hard, difficult time this year. That's Buffalo Jay's take on Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. B-Rye, I'm going to let you do your thing, and then we are all going to hear from the superfan. The superfan, Mr. Stevie Bagel Bite Sturm, who is a Tampa Bay friggin' loyalist. So let's see what you got to say, and we're going to go from there.
Son of a bitch. Okay, so you said you felt bad at 10-6. Now I feel like a total dick. But anyways, let me state my piece here. Okay.
Wait a minute. I thought we had shots coming up here. Wait.
What?
I need one of them right there.
Yeah,
I do.
I'm gonna get
Look,
shot
I passed you a beer. Can you pass me a shot real quick?
Shot with a gun after my little speech here, but
That's
what I'm
talking
about.
I probably should do that.
No fucking shit. That is great.
This is actually classic because I feel like Steve is aiming this at my head. All right, cheers, y'all.
Oh, weird. Okay, all
but I
right. Big
have
old cheers.
something else to say.
Hey, thank you to you guys over
Cheers.
there.
Cheers.
Cheers to you all.
Big old cheers
Thanks
to you
for
guys.
tuning in
We're not
again.
done yet. We still got to finish B-Rye's
hang on.
take here.
I need this now.
Yeah, buddy. All right.
Yeah, buddy. All right.
Probably should have waited till the end for that. but
Tampa
that's
Bay
all right.
Buccaneers. Where do I start?
Where do you
I'll
start,
start. I like what they did in the draft. I like Tristan Wirfs protecting Tom Brady and the offensive talent there. And I love me some Antoine Winfield Jr. I think that's a great pickup for the secondary. I like what they did in the draft. All right, there's a little love for Tampa Bay. Gronk, dude, he sat out a year. He's partying his dick off. Is he going to come out and be the Gronk that he was before? I don't think so. There's no way he's playing a full 16 games. Maybe if they get 8 games out of him, they should run to the window with that. That'd be fantastic if they got 8 games out of Gronk. They lost the blind bat and replaced him with a legend, right? Tom Brady's a freaking legend. Guy's won a shitload of Super Bowls. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. I firmly believe, though, Tom Brady has been a system quarterback. He's succeeded in Bill Belichick's system. Other than Randy Moss, who did Tom Brady really have? What did he have any major weapons or anybody like that? No. But people knew where to be. They were always in the right spot. They're always where Tom needed them to be. COVID has screwed a lot of that up for Tom Brady this year. Tom Brady has not had the normal training camp that he would have with his guys. He's not been able to get the practice reps. I know he tried to walk into somebody's house in Florida and walked into the wrong house when he was trying to get some early reps with these guys.
He thought it was his offensive coordinator's
he
house,
thought he walked
right?
into his OC's coordinator house, and apparently he walked into Camila Harris's house or something. I don't know.
Camel toe hairy ass, baby.
Anyways. But I think it's a big deal. So he does not have the reps and the continuity as he had with his other players. Julian Edelman was Brady's freaking security blanket. He knew where he would be all the fucking time.
Wes Welker.
Every time. Wes Welker was the same thing. He doesn't have that here, okay? And again, he hasn't had the time to practice with Evans and Godwin. I do love those guys. They're both talented as hell. Brady has lost a step. The Patriots, the only reason why they won games last year was not because of Tom Brady. It was because of their defense. And you know what? It was like another great quarterback at the end of his career, Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning did not win. The Broncos did not win games because of Peyton Manning. They won because of their defense. Okay?
But he was a hell of a game manager.
He was a game manager. Now, there's another legend late in his career who changed teams by the name of Joe Montana. Joe Montana went from the Niners to the Chiefs. Another Hall of Famer, right? I think he was 37 when he did that. Joe Montana walked into the Chiefs and played with a Hall of Fame running back, Marcus Allen. I don't think the Bucs have a Hall of Fame running back. In fact, these running backs that they have, I've even fucking heard of. Ronald Jones, all right, whatever.
Whoa! He's not.
What? He's not. Is Ronald Jones Marcus Allen?
LaShawn McCoy, though. You say
LaShawn McCoy will not be on the roster day one.
You want to sit
LaShawn
here?
McCoy wasn't even on the Super Bowl roster for the Chiefs.
But you want to say I don't even know who these guys are. LaShawn McCoy hit 10,000 yards.
LaShawn McCoy was the guy who couldn't even play the Super Bowl last year.
LaShawn McCoy hit 10,000 yards before any other player.
Now you got cats running around the garage. LaShawn McCoy won't be on the roster. Said he wasn't even worthy to play in the Super Bowl. He's nothing there. Again, Marcus Allen, really? You're going to compare any of these guys to Marcus Allen?
I didn't say that. I was comparing the fact that you said you don't know anybody on this goddamn team. And I said you don't know LaShawn McCoy.
I know the guy who couldn't play in the Super Bowl last year. LaShawn McCoy.
Whatever. You know a guy who has ran for... Wait,
perfect.
But come on. There's a lot more with LaShawn McCoy, and you know that. I mean, Marcus Allen, look, he in his heyday was amazing with the Raiders. Was he Raider-esque in Kansas City?
He had 15 touchdowns that season.
He was not Raider-esque
yes, he was a
in
stud.
Kansas City.
He had a Hall of Fame running back there. Brady does not have that. They had Derek Thomas. They had Neil Smith. They had a good defense. That's why Montana succeeded.
Fantastic defense.
Yep. But also Montana had a training camp with these guys. Brady has a half-assed training camp with the COVID. Having said all that, again, as Jay said, Brady has lost a step. I don't think Godwin and Evans are going to put up anywhere near the numbers they put up last year. Brady doesn't have the arm that Winston does, even though Winston can't tell white from black or red from blue. Brady can't chuck it 80 yards. And these guys are big play receivers.
I'm hot right now, man.
Oh, McCoy, what's up with Shady?
I'm hot. It's South. I'm
okay.
hot.
Yeah, you're pissed off over Shady. Jesus H. Anyways, all right, having said that, I'm done talking, especially when you think Shady McCoy is worth anything. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are doing the same thing they did last year, 7-9. Put it in the books.
Wow.
That's where they're at.
Wow.
Tom Brady's not,
7-9.
Tom Brady's not helping them.
You're saying no better than Winston.
He's lost a step.
Wow.
He's lost a step.
Okay.
He's lost a step, and he hasn't had the reps.
Okay. Yeah.
Lost a step, hasn't had the reps. He was a Belichick system, new system, hasn't had enough time to learn it.
So now you've heard the Buffalo J take, you've heard the B-Ride take. It is now officially time to bring
Shady
in
McCoy,
Tampa Bay's superfan, Mr. Steve Sturm, here in North Carolina.
Here, can you squeeze in behind me?
Yeah, we're good. You want me to get behind?
Yeah.
Fuquay Arena,
Bend over.
North Carolina. Steve, come on over in here,
I'll
man.
come over here.
Let's come on, get
I was
yourself.
waiting for the intro music, but it might be on mute.
What kind of, you want like stripper music or what do you want?
I'm going to make this quick because after
right,
you guys' prognosis,
Hey.
your Uber's going to be here in about 4
Well, thank you for the beer, by the way.
Thank you for the beers, the hospitality.
I'm a realist, okay? When it comes down to it, when I'm a realist, I'm a true Bucks fan by heart for life,
Oh, I see it.
which understands.
Look,
which,
he's got friggin' John Gruden here with the joint in the hand. I mean,
we got
I love
Mike.
this. I
by
love
the way,
this.
by the way, for the record, the John Gruden Super Bowl was actually Dungy's team. That was Dungy's team. And I will put that on. That was Dungy's team. He drafted all that defense. Gruden showed up the first year, gets the Super Bowl. Dungy would have got it if they kept him, but no, they kicked him out of the locker room at 3 a.m. and said you're fired under the radar. All right?
I want this guy every week.
I'm sorry about that, but I'm a bit bitter about that. Yes, Gruden does have it. You see, look, that's the playbook.
That's his joint.
That's his offensive guru. Anyway, look, this is what I got for you guys. Strength of schedule. Falcons, they're iffy on the defensive side, to me personally. They're tied for 5th in the strength of defense, okay? Strength of schedule, toughest defense, tied for 5th, Falcons. Panthers, tied for 18th. Am I on the mic? Okay, there we go.
Keep going.
You're doing great.
Can you hear me now?
Panthers tied for 18th, and the Panthers are rebuilding. They got Christian McCaffrey. The guy's going to get out. He should go number 1, I think. But, you know, that's your guys' thing. Saints now, 24th toughest schedule. Okay? That's for a solid team as the Saints. That's something to consider. Bucks are tied at 16. All right, last season, Bucks finished 3rd in division at 7-9. All right? They were of 6 of the 9 losses were by a touchdown or less. Touchdown or less. In those games, Winston threw for multiple interceptions. Okay, you bring in a game changer, you bring in a game player, somebody that can really manage the game, not throw stupid whatever interceptions and just willy-nilly throwing things. Winston, as I say, just by the way, Brian, your stat that Winston threw 3,500 INTs last season, slightly off, just by a tad. It was 30. It was 30. And coincidentally, it was 30 years ago that the last time somebody threw for 30 picks. So I can see why they got rid of him. You know, so what I got to say is you bring in the Brady factor. He's going to manage the game well. He's not going to throw the ball to the defensive lineman or the guy in the corner selling the crab legs. He's going to do whatever he needs to do. All right, so the Brady factor is going to step up. What I got to think is week 5, if by then fans are allowed in stadiums, week 5, Bucks at Bears, I'd love to go to Chicago week 5 and go to the Bears game.
I will make that happen. I will make that happen.
If we have fans in the stadium, I might even just go tailgate at the stadium and not even go in because that'll save me $3,000.
Wait a minute. We hold shit. We can make this happen.
Can I show you something?
We can make this happen.
Can I show you something? Right here, I have the Bears losing that game, just so you know.
Oh! See? All right, honey, do me a favor, cancel that Uber. He's not that dumb. He knows what he's doing. We do. We have an open plane ticket.
Oh my God! And fans are there. I will make that happen, sir.
We can make that happen.
Yes.
With that being said,
We might even do a live show from there.
that'd be outstanding.
We might do a
I
live
got-
show.
Turning right
I got it.
now.
All right. You're right on Rob Gronkowski. Gronkowski to me is a toy. He's a ploy. I don't see him doing anything. I see him playing active about 9 games.
boy.
All right. He's not the guy there. If anything, he's a decoy. Watch O.J. Howard and Cameron Brate. Those two right there. If Gronkowski goes down, a late draft pick in deep leagues, a Cameron Brate would be good because Gronkowski ain't going to do shit. And Cameron Brate, he's had 10 touchdowns in a season before. He's solid. I like him.
I like that take.
Okay? The other guy, see, I'm not going to do the early rounds because I can't tell you what Mike Evans and Chris Godwin's going to do. I really don't know because I agree with both of you on the weak arm of Brady. I feel like it has reduced. The deep pass is not there. The one you got to watch for him. He loves a Wes Welker. Watch for Scotty Miller. He's a late round pick. Scotty Miller in the slot. The dude's going to get 10 catches a game
There's
in a
your
PPR
sleeper.
league.
Wow.
Scotty Miller PPR League. I'm calling it now.
That's
Grab 'em.
160 fucking catches. That's a record.
I'm going to tell you right now.
I'm telling you.
That is a brave and great
Scotty Miller's going to take it.
prediction right there.
Scotty Miller's going to take it. And real quick, hold on. Oh, sorry, Brian.
What are you doing to me?
This is for my divisional. I'm going to switch over here. This is what we got.
I didn't even know he had notes. He's ready for
Oh,
this
yeah.
shit.
I can't.
This is fantastic.
This is what I got. This is what I got.
It's in pink, for Christ's sake.
So, hey, when you have 2 daughters, pink is always available. Okay? That's all I got to say. So, I do agree with you. Well, excuse me, Brian.
All right.
I do agree with close to Buffalo. Your pick is like out of the world. Your Uber's coming.
I'm going to turn off that mic.
Testing.
just keep
Syphilis.
talking.
1, 2, syphilis. Okay.
Testes.
I have my divisional pick. You guys will find this ridiculous. Don't worry about all this backdrop. But because of what I said about the Saints being so offensively strong, at the 24th toughest schedule, which is like what, 6 from the worst? Or the toughest? Or from the easiest? From the easiest?
8th.
I got the Saints winning the division at 12-4. Okay? I got the Bucks taking the wild card, the top spot of the wild card at 11-5.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm taking Bucks over Chiefs Super Bowl 37-32.
Ooh.
There you go.
Target got.
Put it in the permanent Sharpie, the little Sharpie. Find it in your top drawer.
Wow.
I guarantee it's there. You'll find a Sharpie.
Wow.
Put it in blood.
Hey,
you have
That
to.
was a hell of a
Yo,
finish.
let me tell you something right now. Just so all you guys know, at TD's Beers and Tailgaters, that's by far the best finish we've ever had.
Absolutely.
We've had some
Absolutely.
good finishes. This has been fantastic to be live in
Fuck you, vagina.
fuck you,
And
Jack,
fuck
North
you,
Carolina.
Vagina, North Carolina.
The AFC and NFC
What a great town.
South.
How come I know that?
Hey, we got the Wild Wild West.
I had some notes about
We
the
got the
NFC
Wild
South.
Wild West
You
coming
want to talk
up
about
next week.
You want to talk more
I
about
had
the
no-
South?
We got the Wild
The
Wild
mouth
West
of the South
coming
wants
up.
to talk more.
Mouth
about
of
the
the
South. The mouth of the
Don't
South.
be hard.
Where's
Mouth
the-
of the South.
Oh, you want to turn this into wrestling?
We're getting drinks.
Oh shit!
We're
You know what?
I can play Mean Gene Okerlund.
Someone's gonna be thrown through a table tonight. It's not gonna be me. I'm gonna tell you that right
Wild
now.
Wild West next week, Thursday. Join us. I
Wow.
don't think we'll be live in the West.
You messed-
But damn it, here we go.
You mess with the bull, you get the horns.
That's what happens in Buffalo, baby.
Absolutely.
I'm Buffalo Jay.
I am B-Rye. Stevie Bagel Bites, baby. Bagel Bites. Woo!
She won Mike. God damn, I can't even.
You want Mike and me, man?
Yeah, you've had enough.
By the way, I gotta tell you, ever since I was younger, my dream was to be some kind of sports broadcaster. So this right here was like my fucking. I just rolled into it, brother.
Well, here. I'll sign your paper. I'm gonna sign that paper.
I'm not just saying that.
Well, I made these notes around 5
I
o'clock.
watch you guys all the time.
But when you guys were live, see, I didn't even touch on O.J. Howard too